Salute YouTube, boxing world, what it is, what it do, man. Real quick video. Just finished watching the press conference between Teofimo Lopez and Vasily Lomachenko, and then I watched the behind the scenes in real time episode Unos, Dos, and Tres, and man, I just wanted to drop this real quick little joint just to see if anybody saw what I might have saw. You know what I'm saying? Episode 3, right at the beginning, uh, Papa Lopez was saying, "Yo, man, I got my weight back, so I'm good." And it just made me wonder if he was sick. You know what I'm saying? If he had been dealing with any kind of illness, maybe even COVID related, and hence that was the reason why, you know, Lopez and Senior and Lopez Jr. separated during this quarantine time. You know what I'm saying? So it made me think. You know, I watched all the, like I said, the boxing expertise, the pugilists, talking about like Kenny Porter. Kenny Porter was talking about how he was picking Lomachenko to win, you know, based off the relationship of Lopez Senior and Lopez Jr. And you know, of course, he talked about his relationship with Sean Porter, how tight they have been since the quarantine. But he was in comparison. He was comparing how he said it seemed like there was some kind of a disconnect in the camp with Lopez Senior and Lopez Jr. And I've heard other channels speak on this subject, you know, where Senior is trying to live vicariously through Junior, and that energy is pushing him away as he, you know, becomes a man and becomes his own man. And then, of course, you've seen the breakdown, the emotional breakdown of Lopez on the camera, and he was saying, "Look, he bringing me sticks, yo. Go fetch." So he, what was I saying? You've seen the emotional breakdown, right, of Teofimo Lopez talking about, you know, his issues over time with his father. You haven't seen Timothy Knothead Bradley. Shouts out to He Knows His Sports, but Timothy Bradley, you know, bringing up, have you ever thanked your father for your career? You know, in so many words. I'm paraphrasing, of course. So it just makes me wonder, because we don't have privy to everything. We see things in the edited form, and we don't see everything. You know, I wonder if Lopez Senior was sick, and in a little bit of hype is involved with the disconnect in the father-son relationship between Lopez Senior and Lopez Jr. Because I didn't see no disconnect, man. To me, those dudes look very, very tight. And I mean, I seen a very good father-son bond watching those episodes at the conference, watching the real time behind the scenes episodes. Man, I saw a good father-son connection. I seen a lot of love and a synchronization. You know what I'm saying? And I just, the way this everything is in the world, it's always trust none of what you hear and only half of what you see, because you see a whole lot of editing and so much of why we want to, why is the main focus, because they try to play off this, you know, father son versus father son, and they went so hard. Look, bringing me stuff all the time. He they focused in, to me, they focused in so hard of how well Vasily Lomachenko and Papachenko was so connected. Like, you know, Papachenko is just the foundation. He's just the foundation. You don't see him. You know, you see Vasily Lomachenko, you see the house, but you don't see the foundation. He plays the background. He's this quiet guy, and but their relationship is just like this. But then on the other hand, contrast to that, you got, you know, Papa Lopez and Junior just clashing, and they don't get along, and you know, he's, you know, Papa Lopez is writing these checks that got his son shook and scared, and you know, he's like pretty much forcing his son. He's forcing his son to knock out Richard Commey so he can get a fight with Vasily Lomachenko. You know, like on some Michael Jackson, on some Michael Jackson stuff. You know, you beat your son into pop super mega stardom. Anyway, and then I just was thinking about. I watched Showbiz the Adult, man. I watched Showbiz the Adult, and you know he did the whole video, exposed versus composed. You know, Vasily Lomachenko came and he sat upright, nice and tight, and you know, very stoic, and he looked very, very confident, and he did look composed. On the other hand, you did have, you know, Lopez a little bit more, you know, like this here, you know. I don't want to say he was doing the Stevie Wonder. He was not doing the Stevie Wonder, in my opinion. He did have a little bit of anxiousness, anxiety about his demeanor, but from what I saw, he looked the same way as he looked in before previous fights, doing interviews. I watched the Richard Commey face off, you know what I'm saying, with him, and his personality looked pretty consistent to me. You know, his mannerisms and his characteristics, whatever. His mannerisms and the way he kind of carries himself, his demeanor, his style, his swag, whatever you want to call it, it looked pretty consistent to me. And I tend not to put a whole lot. Sometimes I do, but I try not to put a whole lot into like body language and things of that nature, because some people can be nervous, and that makes them more dangerous. You know, some people can be composed, and that makes them more vulnerable. It just, all of that stuff is just too mysterious, man. It's just too vague. Those things are just too vague. A lot of times people think they can look at body language and see it and read into it, and they can read it entirely wrong. You know what I mean? So I try not to lean. It's not a big deal in my opinion. We'll see after the bell ring what happened. I can tell you like this though. You can tell the difference in both of those guys' personality and physicality just by watching them walk to the conference. Like, you know, you had Lopez playing that. The champ is here. The champ is here. And, you know, he kind of had his back turned and he turned around. And he kind of had like the way he even moved walking, it's just like heavy, light, like bebop. You know what I'm saying? Like he had a whole like kind of a bob to his walk, which is to me is his fighting style. Kind of, he's heavy, then he's light. He's explosive. He's heavy, light, heavy, light. You know what I'm saying? And then you watch Vasily Lomachenko walked out, and he just kind of glides, and he just moves his feet. The way he walks, it's just you barely even. First of all, it look like he got these. No. But the way he walks is like, it almost like, man, he walks in a way, and it's just smooth. You know what I'm saying? It's like, to me, like a Rolex watch. Between the difference between a Rolex watch and a knockoff watch, just the way the second hand is so smooth, it just glides. It doesn't tick, 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 tick. It just glides. And Vasily Lomachenko just glides the way he walks. And he's so light on his feet, man, and it's so fast. It's like a like that, the way he walked. And then you had Lopez walking kind of like heavy, light, heavy, light. Now, I don't know which one is going to be victorious in this fight, man. You know, I'm picking Lopez because I want to go for, you know, the underdog. I want to go for, you know, I feel like some people underrate him. I think most definitely, come here. I think most definitely we're going to see Lomachenko get knocked down. What I'm almost thinking is you're just going to have this situation where Lopez is right on the precipice. Is that how you say that? I know that's not how you say that. Close enough. he's going to be so close to achieving victory and then get it snatched away. You know what I'm saying? Like I see him hurting Vasily Lomachenko and then getting anxious and then getting too too overconfident or just too reckless, too careless. I see him hurting Vasily Lomachenko, probably knocking down Vasily Lomachenko, and then maybe going in for the kill prematurely. You know what I'm saying? But I definitely see him knocking Lomachenko down. I see that. Now, if he knocks him out, he knocks him out. That's my prediction as far as, like I said, I see a between a 4 and a 8 round knockout for Lopez. You know what I mean? But I can see him hurting Lomachenko early. Like if he hits him hard in the second round, hits him hard, and after that, it throws him off his game plan, and he starts to head hunt, and he leaves. He abandoned the script. He don't stick to the script. He abandons the script, and he starts to fight recklessly. And then Lomachenko's experience, composure, and he recalibrates and he makes that adjustment, and then he starts to just slowly but surely take the fight back over and then win a decision. Sort of like Mayweather versus Mosley. People always want to compare this fight to Mayweather versus Canelo, but I almost see it playing out more like Mayweather versus Mosley, where Mosley rocked Mayweather's chin 2 times in 1 round, where you seen Mayweather's knees buckle in, and you know what I'm saying, you seen his head bobbling around, looking like Tony Harrison after Charlo did that uppercut to him. But you seen Mayweather just start to recompose, and then next thing you know, next thing you know, Mosley was totally out of the fight. I see that happening, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't want that to happen. I know it don't make a difference what I want, but I still feel like the boy Lopez is slightly underrated. I think Lomachenko. Um, I don't want to say he's overrated. I don't think Lomachenko's overrated. I think he has some fans that are a little too, you know what I'm saying, too much of DICK riders. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, I think Lomachenko is all that in a bag of potato chips as far as his fighting style. You know what I'm saying? I do see weaknesses, but everybody has weaknesses. For the most, all the accolades that he receives, I think he deserves them. Besides the whole Matrix and the Mayweather comparison, that's the only 2 things that I say, you know what I'm saying, you have to cut it on those 2 things. But other than that, man, Lomachenko is legit. I keep saying that. I keep reiterating that. But that's how I see that fight going, man. And that's how I read these behind the scenes. I think it's a little bit of tomfoolery and skullduggery with the whole father issues. I think that might be getting blown out of proportion. I think his father might even been sick, and that was why he left to spend time somewhere else to make sure he didn't get sick. Just based off that one little clip where Senior was like, "Man, I'm getting my weight back. I feel better. I'm good to go." And like I said, man, I think people may be putting a little bit too much into Lopez um, being anxious and nervous. Like I read the comments watching Showbiz's his explanation, and people were like, oh, he looked shook, he looked scared, he looked nervous, and then I seen Showbiz's comparison of when he was 20 and he was, what I'm saying, talking to some young lady, and the boyfriend that was 30 walked up to him and, I'm saying, hey, is there a problem here? And I get that little comparison and analogy, but people can put on a front. Like, I know a lot of people that can look real tough and talk real tough, and man, as soon as you breathe on them hard, they run away. And I know a lot of people that's like completely the opposite. Like, they always look a little bit nervous. They really don't seem like they tough guys. They real quiet and reserved. And then when the shit hit the fan, man, them motherfuckers don't play. And they'll crack a motherfucker without even, you know what I'm saying? They don't even look like they're gonna do it, and they do it. And you kind of taken back, like, man, that dude, man, don't fuck with him. So, anyways, man, like I said, I don't read too much into the whole body language and people that are stoic, or people that's composed versus people that's got nervous energy and all that type of shit. Anyways, Speaking of being quiet, Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury. That's gonna be my next video because this is already hitting 15 minutes. But I gotta speak on this thing. And before I speak on it, I want y'all to go over to Aries Zodiac and check out his video that he did, his last video that he dropped on Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury and this whole trilogy getting canceled. And that's gonna segue me into my video, Nocturnal Thoughts, Ghost, Brutus. Y'all enjoy y'all weekend. Enjoy this fight, man. I might do one more video after I see the weigh-in, but I doubt it because my weekend is already kind of jam-packed. I'm out. Take it easy. Salute. Peace.